Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a special commission meeting. Meeting is scheduled Wednesday, August 26, 2015 at 7 p.m. The commission chambers, 500 Southwest 109th Avenue. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Clerk will note all members present.
Let's stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. Dear Lord and good God, we thank you for being here tonight, for the opportunity that you give us to lead this city. Thank you for this commission. Thank you for this government. We ask you to bless those that are ill, those that are suffering, those that have lost a loved one. And always we ask you protection and your special blessing for our armed forces that defend our liberties and our democracy, whether in foreign countries or at home. Stay during this meeting with us. Give us your wisdom so that we can always decide to improve the life of the residents of this city and to promote those policies that enhance and operates on the benefits of all of us. In your name we pray. Amen. Mr. Attorney, I see an item here with public comments. This is in regard to the real public or just from any of us.
State requirements now.
So it's like to open the meeting to the public?
Yes, because you have a budget revision
Okay.
for you.
Well, item 4 is a public comments. So if there is anyone in the audience that wants to come forward and have any comments, the meeting is open to the public at this time. No one is coming to the podium. Public meeting is closed. We move to item number 5. A resolution of the mayor and commission of the city of Sweetwater approving budget revision number 1 of the city operating budget for fiscal year 2014-2015 and amending the say operating budget of the city of Sweetwater.
Mr. President, if I may, during our discussions of the fiscal year 15-16 budget, there was quite a bit of discussion as to what this commission could and could not do relative to that budget. I wanted to go ahead and at the very beginning, I passed out to all of you, the mayor and the clerk have a copy of it. It's basically just what section 5.02 of the charter provides, specifically subsection B. Subsection A deals when you have excess revenues, and you are basically going to be dealing with those excess revenue for a budget amendment. Subsection B, if I may read it, provides as follows, and it's in when you may not have within your budget, when you may have a deficit. That's when subsection B is applicable. And it reads as follows. If at any time during the fiscal year it appears probable to the mayor that the revenues available will be insufficient to meet the amount appropriated, this matter will immediately be reported to the city commission by the mayor. The report will indicate the estimated amount of the deficit, any remedial action taken by the mayor, and recommendations as to any action which shall be considered by the city commission. The city commission shall then take any further action it deems necessary to prevent or minimize any deficit, and for that purpose may reduce by a resolution one or more of the appropriations contained in the operating budget.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. So that means that it is up to the commission to take any further action in order to that is deemed necessary in order to prevent or minimize any deficit or impact.
What you have before you is basically the mayor's recommendation as to how to deal with the existing deficit in the current fiscal year. So the item before you contains his recommendation to this commission as to how to deal with that deficit. Basically, the commission at this point has the following options. It can go ahead and adopt it as provided by the mayor, or it can go ahead and make any amendments to this particular budget amendment draft that you have before you, and for approval by this commission.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead, Commissioner Bergen.
I wanted to see how I do some of this. How do we do the, do I do it motion by motion, we go line by line, or?
Line by line.
Because in one of the cases, I have something that will save a lot of time if we just make one motion.
It's up to the commission whether to entertain, for lack of a better term, general motions. If it's the wish of the commission to tackle this budget amendment, either by, in general fashion, as I said before, either by department or by line item, he may do so at his discretion. My recommendation, though, to make sure that if you're gonna have multiple changes to this document, I will urge you to do those by individual motions. That way there is no confusion as to the changes that you're trying to effectuate into this document, if any.
Okay, to the chair? Bueno, I'm gonna,
May I meet the president?
I would
Mr.
like,
Bergen has the floor.
Yes, I'm
I
sorry.
would like to explain something first, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna make a motion that I think will affect a large portion of what I guess the commission is gonna be interested in. And I have another one after that, and then line by line, I guess, whatever everybody wants to go after that. I'll be brief. The commission made a motion. Let me start by first, again, we're having a problem with a deficit in the budget. Yet we brought unbudgeted people here for a large amount of money, and the commission asked that those people be dismissed by motion, and it didn't happen. We tried to have it by resolution. That didn't happen. And as I stated earlier, I felt that this was gonna come, and the administration felt, as he said here the last time, the mayor, that this will be resolved in a week. So they're trying to, I'm not gonna say what they're trying to do. It's gonna be obvious. The people that were unbudgeted, the numbers have changed for their positions, as I've asked from before, in some cases 2 and 3 times. It's been a big shell game. I've been trying to follow it. And at the same time, people that got laid off because of the budget, now some of these people have their line item. Surprise. So I want to make a motion to eliminate all the funding to the following position in this budget amendment. And I have a list that I'll give the city clerk. And I'm sorry, but Mr. Mendez has been working very diligently with the finance department to get us a new list for the budget revision of the employees. And in that list that we received today around 2 o'clock, there's new numbers for the different positions, because some of the people have been moved around. I'm not blaming him. He's trying to do what he can. But I'm gonna then give a list of the original list that showed all the people that were unbudgeted, that was given to me by finance department, and the alternate numbers that were given after that. And then I have another list that was given me today that was the ones that I highlighted, Madam Clerk. So at the end of the day, it's basically the same positions, but there's maybe 15 numbers for 7 or 8 positions. And I'll give you that as soon as, do I need to read out each number so that we're clear of each line item, or?
I believe so.
Yes, I believe so, that too, yes.
Okay,
You may do that.
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, everybody, it's gonna take a while, but it's gotta be done. Okay, one position is 513-535-002. The next number is 513,
What page?
What page?
What folder are you reading? Single?
okay. The problem is, I handed out this paper and gave everybody one of these.
Separately, yeah.
This is the original paper, and it has that, but then there was others that were found. You can all get it from the
The
clerk.
position number is this one, that the ones that you're reading on the right hand side of the right column here.
Yes.
Yes, commissioners, the position number is here on this column.
I don't have
Yes.
the one you just read.
Wow.
Through the
I'll
chair.
read them from the actual paper,
Yes.
and that way it'll be clear instead of my list.
Okay.
Well, that paper's not gonna have those numbers on it. I'm gonna give you this one when I'm done, if you'd like. I have this copy.
Hold on.
No, this is a copy from,
This is a copy for the city clerk,
okay.
maybe that way she.
Yeah, but that doesn't include those numbers, the position numbers.
Yeah, I think it does. Check it out.
This is, the first one that I gave you is this paper with the original list, and then I added the ones that they changed the number to, and now he has.
Yes, include the numbers, yes, Mr. Mendes.
So
This
I'll
one
give
has
him the paper.
everything, that way she has everything.
Let me caution the commission that what you are amending is basically the backup documentation within within the budget revision that was submitted with the original agenda, and any other subsequent documentation that I believe was provided today. I caution you to use position numbers that are in those documents.
The last one they gave.
You mean the last one?
In the last one, yes.
Or what
Because
about the
because
revision, the non-budgeted, no,
That's what you would be amending.
I have extra copies.
no, I have-
Ricardo, the same position number here in this short, small report is the same that is on the
Okay, can I
budget?
make it,
Okay.
can it be simpler if I just use the budget revision one
This page.
and use the same, now if they change the same person's name is on another number next week, then we're gonna have an issue. So I'll go by the budget revision numbers, I guess, and we'll work it that way. We'll start again, I guess, Madam Clerk?
Okay.
We'll just use the,
Police department, can you mention the department?
President, if I may.
Go ahead, Mr. Mendes.
Yes, these positions are here. This is the latest information, the one that I emailed you today following the request of Commissioner Barreto.
Okay.
Okay?
That's the last one.
No, I have a copy
no,
here.
I have.
I need this one, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
May I, President?
Go ahead, Commissioner Duazo.
Sí, Jaima Vega.
We are not,
Maybe-
we should mention your
Yes,
numbers.
I will not number. But
Numbers.
this lady in this moment is in budget. He's working for Javier Go.
Okay, let
Indian
Mr. Commissioner Bergignan finish his
Okay, in the police department,
police department. Okay.
Wait, what document are we reading?
the one that he just gave us today.
This
The
one?
last one.
Yes.
Number one.
No, we're not with this anymore.
What page?
Well, if you want to
It's gonna
use
cross
it,
over
I just
eventually.
want to follow what Commissioner Bergen
This
is
one.
gonna read.
The one they gave us today.
I want to be on the same
We're gonna
page.
start
Yes.
Okay.
What page?
Police department.
police department.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is position 521-421-001. The second one,
Hold on.
okay,
521-421-001.
right under that, 521-401-001.
Mr.
Yes.
The first line item that you mentioned is closed. Now, this line
Closed today,
item
open
is
tomorrow.
moved.
No, we're taking that position is gonna be non-budgeted now.
Okay, now, but now it's moved to a different line item. Do you know that? Yes.
This is the latest supposedly. This is what they just gave us today.
Well, but do you see that position?
Yes.
It's in another place in the
Yes,
budget.
I'm gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so I did two, now, if you go down about halfway down the page, it's 521-410-002. You go to the next page. And you go to position 521-405-001.
Can you repeat it again, Commissioner?
521-405-001. The next page is, it's on the next page that I have at least, that has about 5 or 6 names on the top. And starting with 513,
That's administrative.
Doesn't have numbers.
No, they don't
It doesn't
match.
have anything.
They don't match.
513.
Okay, you have it in here, but you don't have it.
we're
on
using the
the-
latest and greatest number. Supposedly that should do it.
Yeah, that's the line item I told you. It's a
Okay.
different places.
Okay, so the one on the top is 513-210-001.
Is that the following page from where we were?
I'm not sure when it printed out.
513-210-001.
Yeah, it's a short one. It's a short.
En la
half a
lista
page.
It's
pequeña.
the second page of the administration.
Oh, that's the other
Oh,
list.
go to administration then, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Number 1.
This is becoming messy.
Okay, so I want to repeat again from the top of that page. 513-210-001. The next one down is 513-700-003. The next one down,
Okay, hold on. 700-003?
yes.
Okay.
Before you finish that page, may I?
Yes.
I got a line item as, I don't know, I see a couple times, and the change number is 513-207-002.
Yes.
You got that one?
Yes, the next one I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay, so it's 513-207-002.
Right, okay, perfect.
All right, and then the first page of administration. It's 513.
Five,
It's in the finance section,
okay.
almost at the bottom. 513, 515, 006. And those are the positions that have been going round robin from the beginning with the unbudgeted and moving the items around and the people, and this is the only way that I think we can get this fixed and get back on track. It's a lot of money that is gonna be taking off from the budget that was never approved. And I make a motion to eliminate all the funding to those positions.
I move.
There is a motion by Commissioner Bergignan to unfund those positions,
If I may through a chair before you take action.
and there is a second by Commissioner Barreto.
You should have the city attorney read section of the charter 401 subsection D1, where it tells you that the only one that has the authority to hire and fire is the mayor. And the budget amendment subsection B that he referred to says that the commission has the authority to by resolution to reduce appropriations. These are employee numbers. The commission does not have the authority to do this. This is in complete violation of separation of powers.
Okay.
These seems to be the semi, okay, the problem is that these positions were not budgeted, and now in the revision, they are budgeted. So we are doing this commission, or at least some of the commissioners here are very aware that you're acting arbitrarily in relation to, because it is illegal that you bring employees that are on budget to work for the city of Sweetwater without even, telling the commission or consulting the commission to that regard and explaining the need for those particular positions. Mr. Attorney?
Mr. President, the mayor is right. The mayor has the power to hire and fire. What you are doing right now is amending the budget amendment draft that administration has provided for you. You are entirely within your power to provide funding for certain positions or defund positions, which goes to basically the type of service delivery that this commission, as a matter of policy, would like to have in light of the budget deficit.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Okay, I have a motion, and I have a by Commissioner Berguignan, I have a second by Commissioner Barreto. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Morano,
No, because I have no power to do that, so, no.
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes.
Commissioner Duaso,
Yes.
Commissioner Bergignan.
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto.
Yes.
Commissioner Yanyo.
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
President,
Item
if I may
passed
also?
6-1.
I also want to basically put in context what I believe Vice President Bergignan was attempting to do with the prior motion that was just adopted.
Are you speaking for him or giving legal opinion?
I am providing clarity to the commission.
Doesn't
Because
sound
this
like
is,
clarity. That
this
sounds like
is,
you're trying to speak to him instead of
no,
asking a legal
no.
opinion.
Mr. Mayor, this is relative to the comments you were making, and I want to make sure that they are clear and that they're
I don't see if
comfortable
that's
with the,
relative. You're overstepping your boundaries there, Gabriel.
with all due respect, Mr. Mayor, it is my job to counsel, to provide counsel and advice to this commission. At this point, what I'm doing is providing further clarification on the action that they just taken. That is it.
Did you tell them it's incorrect? And they can't do it?
I already spoke and I provided my opinion, Mr. Mayor.
Should go back to law school, Gabe.
With
Hey,
all-
that's
I
wrong,
think
man.
that's rude and
Should
disrespectful.
go back to law school, Gabe.
That's what they want. Sure.
In any case, to the extent that there were unbudgeted positions currently in right now, and that this particular budget amendment wanted to basically cure that and make those previously unbudgeted positions budgeted. The effect of the motion that was just approved is basically not allowing those unbudgeted positions into the budget. That's essentially the action that you took, and I just wanted to clarify that for you, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Okay, any other intervention by any of you? I have some questions for Mr. Mendez and Mayor Lopez. I see here that there are several items that are extremely with more monies or with a difference in a plus that I would like to question at this time. One thing that we were seeing at the beginning is that every department or subdivision or department has an expenditure of web hosting, is that possible that we can have a web hosting for the entire city? Or why it have to be divided by departments? Because the city is just one web page.
That's the way it's in this budget. This is an old budget. It's not in the new budget.
I saw that in the new budget as well.
The new budget should all be put into IT budget.
But I see IT in every department and in every,
In this budget, that's the way it was done. And in the new budget, it keeps being done the same thing, so you monitor how much IT services each department is using.
Yes. If I may, Mr. President.
go ahead.
The essence of why do it in that format is that we can monitor and control expenditures by department. And that's why it's segregated that way. That way you know how much each department is spending in IT services.
Does that measure doesn't alter the amount of
I mean, the
monies
emails.
that could be spent?
Yes.
Because let's say that web hosting takes $200,000 a year, which is a wild number. Now, being divided by departments, is that gonna decrease or exceed that amount of money?
No, the format is different. It doesn't necessarily impact the amount. The reason being is because by segregating it by department, you will know how much every department spends for email services, for instance.
Okay. If we go to, and I don't know, I always ask to give a page number so when we have this debate, we can refer to the page number. But on expenses, on police department, why we have increased almost $7,000 the cellular phones? $6,688. From $33,000 to $39,999.
Because before, everybody had a cell phone. I've cut that down. Now, there's only about 6 people in PD that have cell phones.
So that's my question. Why are we spending more money then? Because there are almost $7,000 more now.
But remember, this is going by what was budgeted October 1st versus what was used now.
That's already spent.
That's already spent. Okay. Before, there were about 30-something people in PD that had cell phones. Right now, there's only 6 people in PD that have cell phones.
Okay, so all the officers are operating with their own phone numbers? I mean,
They
their
don't
own-
allow them to bring it into the.
No officer has phone numbers, only
I mean,
only lieutenants
for-
and the administrators.
Okay. Okay, let's
That's
go then.
decreasing from what was previously being spent.
Okay, going to line item 114 on the total police. What is it that has impacted the police department that we are over $349,000 on this revision compared to the original? We budgeted $929,062. And now we have an over expenditure of $349,826. Why? If being, measures are being taken to lower, and there is a great deal by part of the administration to, fix the problem with the budget. Yes, sir.
Perhaps I can help, Mr. President. If you refer back to line item number 35, the
Yes.
reason why you see that total police in line 114 increased to 349 has a great deal to do with the significant expense here of $497,000. And if you can see, that has to do with the regular salary, overtime, payroll incentives,
Yes,
off-duty sick bank.
That's the
and so
figure
on.
you showed me today.
Yes.
And the unbudgeted officers that are there.
Right.
That was about 500,000.
Everything having to do with salaries.
Right.
Because if you look again, when it comes to expenses, In line item 112, where you see total operating expenses, there is also a significant decrease of $147,729.
Mr. President, also the same
Yes.
thing with the administration. You see an increase, that's the payroll salary. In line item number 37, it's a different 172,156.
Under administration?
Administration, that's number 37. It's the same thing like at the police department, it's an increase. And you see that number, it's on the payroll salary.
2,266?
If I may, Commissioner Barrero, that number is monies already spent.
Well,
From-
that's the new employees.
We hear you,
On budget.
that's why we're here.
No, not
I
on new
know.
employees, those are on the previous employees, and again, it goes back to the same thing, that everybody in the city had cell phones, and cell phones were
Well, I'm talking
eliminated.
about the administration.
Correct, and that's what I'm telling you as
Well,
well.
if you look in the payroll salary, the administration, let me see. Expenses. In the administration expenses, payroll salary, if we budget certain amounts, 14, 15, now it's an increase of 83,588. That's line item number 14 in the administration, that's payroll salary, right?
Yes.
That's on budget position, could be.
Okay, that's what you're trying to get at. Because Javier Navas Andres, I forgot his last name, was hired there, and that's one of those unbudgeted positions, and Andres was not hired by my person. It was hired after
How
October
about the other ones?
1st. Excuse me?
The other ones that we also mentioned before.
Correct. But you're only mentioning those, you're not mentioning any others. You're only singling out the
No, I don't
employees that I've
mention
hired.
names, I don't mention line items.
Okay, any other questions,
Yeah,
Commissioner?
I got just some small stuff, and then I got something else at the end. I don't know if it's included or not, because I don't have the detail, Mr. Mendez. On the cell phones for the commissioners,
Yes.
I use my private one. I don't know if they still have one. Because before Mayor Lopez got here, and before Mayor Diaz got here, there used to be a big mess with a lot of cell phones. There was like 100 extra cell phones. I didn't even know where they came from. It had nothing to do with their administrations. And I just want to make sure that you take mine out if they have one from our.
The rate changed, so,
Right, I use my own personal one. I don't use the city's.
okay.
I don't have one. So I don't know.
No,
Some,
we know that.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Go on.
Lopez? The expenses, like, let's say in your line items, there's some kind of expense there in your area, those are already used, right?
Most of these are already used, correct.
Okay. Because there's one that's 15 grand, and if it's left over, and you only got a month or a month and a half to go, or you get a, but I don't know if you've used it. That's all I'm saying, because it might help the budget if nobody noticed.
It's probably already used.
Okay.
Mr. President, I have another question.
Go ahead,
The
Commissioner.
Expenses for administration, the second page, item number 59, professional fees, legal city attorney, from 95,000 to 126,803. That's the next item that we have to approve to pay Mr. Pastoriza,
No.
No,
no?
no.
Would you explain it to me, Mr. Mendes? The line item number 59, professional fees, legal city attorney,
Mhm.
I don't know.
We had
Number 59 and also number 60, professional fee others. It's a big jump. It's 81,000. Would you explain it to me, what is the,
What, that's under administration, Commissioner?
Administration is
Oh, no, that was.
What line?
59 and 60.
that's, let me
They
let
put
me
95,
try and
but it
answer
used
that,
to be more than that.
okay? Let me take you back through the chronology of the facts. When Mr. Ventura was the city attorney, it was originally budgeted back in September of last year and approved by the commission at a rate of 95,000 a year. After that budget was approved by the city commission, a couple of months down the road, Mr. Ventura got raised to 110,000, I believe. Okay, So remember where we are noting the impacts on the budget, that difference
So there are two
between,
impact.
between the budget that was approved and the revision. Then a new city attorney was hired temporarily. We got a bill for about 26 grand. And then we got Mr. Quadra, our new city attorney, at a rate of 120,000. When you add those figures, it comes to a difference of about $52,000.
Okay, now the next budget, 15, 16,
Okay.
there will be the same amount of money, less, or, because I don't know how the other.
No, but,
committees may-
but excuse me, Commissioner, it's better to just stay on this budget, please.
Okay, okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
On
Thank
that,
you.
on that same line, if I can, through the chair.
Go ahead.
It's line 75 at the, the front of the page, but the account number is different. Supplies printing, there's $10,000 left. Extra after the other thing, but I don't think we
Yes.
use that. Can we reduce that and we only need it for like a month and a half.
What line item, sir?
75 on the,
Yeah, supplies and printing.
We reduced $10,000.
Yeah. it's
right, but
been
there's only a
reduced.
month and a half left. Have we used it or not?
I don't think that we will use that kind of money.
That would normally pay for the newsletter, but there's an invoice for a newsletter that was printed in January that's been lingering around City Hall that still has to get paid.
How much is that? Like,
I don't know.
Some 8,000, something like that. I
okay, so
don't
that'll cover
remember.
that.
So,
That'll
that,
cover-
that still has to get paid, and
Okay.
that was printed without authorization.
I have a question in general, if somebody knows. Police uniforms, do we pay for that out of contractual basis?
They are required by the collective
the
bargaining.
PBA.
Or for everybody, like from chief on down?
It's for the individuals covered by the collective bargaining agreement.
So it's like sergeant and
defer-
below?
Everybody.
Everyone have to,
No, everybody's sergeant and below. He's saying collective bargaining agreement. The administrative guys don't get covered, right?
the command staff,
But we don't pay for their uniforms, right? We do?
yes.
Cause that's $2,800.
It used to be like $600 or $700, and then for the last 15 or 20 years, and actually former Chief Menokal brought down a breakdown on all the costs, and it came out that it's like $750 per uniform, all the attire. So that
They don't
is-
get everything. They get like a certain amount of shirts a year and a certain amount of pants a year, and a pair of boots or something like that.
Right above that, on line 73, aviation required training.
What page is that?
Is that required training for,
Ho- Excuse me, Commissioner, let's,
What number you
under police department,
yes,
Okay, no more administration, man. Okay.
police department, second page. Is item number,
We actually
77.
zero that one out.
right, but is that required by who? Is it required to maintain our
I
helicopter?
believe for pilots, there is some kind of training.
yes, they have to take some trainings
But
every once in a
my
while.
question is it, in order for us not to be in violation of the agreement we have to, keep the helicopter, do we have to have that training or not?
Again, this is, to carry us until the end of the fiscal year. At this point, I am not 100% certain that that may be the case. Perhaps the mayor.
In 10 months,
or-
it wasn't used.
Huh?
That line item that you're looking at, it wasn't used. There's no money spent in 10 months.
Okay, but the
So
question
zero.
is, do we need to have that in order not to be in violation of returning,
I don't believe so.
okay.
So
We
actually-
still have until the end of the year, I guess, so,
It's, I mean, from here until September 30, which is where this will carry us, I don't know with certainty whether there is a specific training required. That's, in an effort to, because of the challenges that we have, we zero that out,
Right.
taking into account the short amount of time. But we're open to whatever suggestions, requests, and feedback you may have.
I don't know if it will be, Madam Clerk, if you can find out, I don't know who we asked to find out. So that we're not in violation, not for now, for, let's say in September, we can,
I will follow up with the chief of police tomorrow.
okay, great, thank you.
Okay, I was looking here at capital improvement.
In administration,
What page?
Capital improvement, it doesn't have pages. There is any way that we can add a page on top or on the bottom to all these pages? We did it last year.
Yes, sir. But also, in all fairness, for the first time, I said this is my fourth budget, 3 under your leadership, and we had 3 revisions, including the cleanup and the payroll, the budget payroll worksheets were not submitted to the commission. At Commissioner Barreto's request and at your request, they worked really hard to provide you those worksheets that have a significant amount of information.
appreciate that.
Hopefully that met or exceeded your expectations.
We are.
We take that observation into account, we'll improve the format, and we'll do it next time.
All right. I would like to ask, why do we have an extra $35,000 more spent on capital improvement?
Where you
That we
find out?
spent?
Impact fees
Impact fees?
this year were spent this year. Those are
Okay.
project-related, project-specific.
Okay. I
We
just
have
want-
more time.
I just want to be sure that, so the city have to pay impact fees to the county?
No, I'm saying we used impact fees.
We use the impact
We
fees,
use the impact fee money for different projects.
okay. And then we went above what was projected by 35,000, okay.
Hand to the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
This is just a question, on Parks and Recreation, the second page, line 56. I just wanna know, why did the water go up $8,600 at the park?
That's a lot of money. Could be Mr. Alan Abolila spending too much water.
I'll defer that to our maintenance director if he's here.
Yeah, we used to use quite a bit more than that actually, but we had started using the well water at the maintenance department, using our sprinkler pump when we do pressure washing. But the street sweeper cannot use that unfiltered water. So we use, and you're talking 50 gallons that the sweeper uses, and we fill that up at Mascano's
At the
Park.
Okay,
Mascanos.
okay, I just wanna know, it's kinda weird, I know there's a leak or something.
The difference in repairing the sweeper versus
Right.
paying the additional cost and
Right.
and the filtered water is insignificant.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan. Okay, I have a lot of questions here, but it's, let's go here to administration again. Mr. Mayor, you said that we were cutting in a great percentage the expenditures on IT or technology. And why on this computer software and maintenance from 10,000 we went up to almost $13,000?
Which line item are you talking about?
64, computer software and maintenance. It says agreement also.
Yes, those are agreements, and it just went $1,940 up.
That's the logos.
Probably Granicus.
Okay, Granicus.
Are we already, how far are we from Granicus right now? I mean, it's not a line item, but we're spending money and we're not using it, no?
We haven't started yet.
To the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Mayor, Lopez?
Mm-hmm.
When we talked a while back, you had a really good idea with all the IT stuff, that you kind of got a good grasp on that. It's gonna save us a lot of time, because that's gonna, kind of the questions that I was asking, that Commissioner Diaz asked and I asked. We kind of don't have a big picture like in writing, like, you know, we have 50 computers and we're gonna get 10 new ones, and, you know, just a general kind of sheet. Can we get something like that? So that way we understand when we see, you know, we went something from $10,000 to 70,000, or from 70,000 down to 10,000.
We're not budgeting any, I think, new computers other than for building for fiscal year 15-16.
No,
Let's
but
say
like
in
your
your
plan that
case,
you
what I was
had
explaining
to.
to you, that Guillermo has actually already read it, which is the contract with Google, so we can engage Google for our email exchange, and that's gonna bring our per user service fee from $19 a month that we're currently paying to $10 a month. In combination with that, we're going to have a Google Cloud service, so we're gonna have an unlimited amount of computer storage, so that the storage on the computers is no longer gonna have to be remotely on the computers, but rather in the cloud, so Google's gonna be storing. On top of that, there's an issue that was brought to light to me by both Frank and Brian, that a lot of the computers in the city have unlicensed software. By using Google licensed software, you're using their remote software, and we correct that problem. And currently, we're spending, or at least it's budgeted to spend about $48,000 in email services. That's at $19 per account. By going down to $10 an account, it's almost 50% savings. That's the first step, so we can do that over the course of the year. So then eventually we can get into email hosting ourselves. Once we get into that, we're looking at an initial cost of maybe $5,000 or $6,000, and then we don't pay anything out beyond that, other than the web service hosting, which would be the archiving, which is $5 a month. You know, so little by little, and taking baby steps, we'll start bringing that down.
Right.
You know, that's
I'm
one
just
of the
saying for the
projects I have
future,
to
like for the
work on.
15-16 budget, maybe you can give us just a sheet of what, in general, so we know, because we're not
But
computer.
it's hard to budget it until it gets
No,
approved,
not money,
Because
not-
but you have to understand that. Let's say that Google contract is coming before you guys in September. If you guys don't approve it, then we're still spending $50,000 rather than spending $24,000.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. If you kind of give us like a overview,
But
general, it doesn't have to
it's
do
hard
that
to sit
then.
down and figure out everything that's gonna be done in IT, because that's one project. You do that, and then you start moving into the next project that you can save money. You know, then to the next one, to the next one. You can't budget all of them at the same time.
Right, but if you give us like the
You're
general
gonna
idea of
have-
what you're gonna do, we kill it.
Exact
IT is
numbers,
gonna be able
but
to go from, we're gonna be able to be at 25% of what we're currently spending right now.
now I see here on item, line item 93, equipment. And I don't see anything budgeted, and now I see $14,000. $14,082. Ricardo?
What department?
Administration.
I believe, do you remember all of those numbers that we went through on the board today? I believe at this point, and I will double check tomorrow, but that was the TV room improvements that were like 14 grand. That
Oh, it
was
could
part
be.
of the list
Yes,
that I showed you
The
today.
soundboard,
Huh?
that's right, the soundboard and something else
Okay.
that was purchased.
I will verify
Yes.
that, and if it,
No, no.
if you don't hear from me, then it is what we just said.
Yeah, there's that. It was, the soundboard was 14 grand.
No, and I know it's a lot of work, but there are certain, like you say, equipment is too general or vague. It'll be, you know, soundboard or new camera system to accommodate our, to have time efficient.
We also have to be careful in crossing the curve of diminishing return. when we have the different categories, okay? We'll seek for ways to facilitate a broader understanding and more specifics, but we also have to keep it simple. That is one of the guidelines of the Government Finance Officers Association. I'll be happy to sit down with you and we'll go over and make sure that you understand everything crystal clear.
Okay, if I can through the chair?
Go ahead,
I
Commissioner.
got one more. One of the issues that, and why I looked at this, and just like the mayor said, it's something that's very tangled up, money-wise, but it's a lot of money, is a practice that started here way before Mayor Lopez, Mayor Diaz, and there's a lot of take-home vehicles for a lot of people in the city. And if you start looking at the amounts in the budget, you're talking about, in each department, like $35,000 for SunPass fees, fuel, and these are people that are, you know, regular employees that are not the ones that are, you know, charter officials. So what I wanted to do, at least until we get through to next year's budget, is I wanted to make a motion to eliminate the take-home vehicles, with exception of the individuals that are required to have it due to the bargaining agreement, and charter officials, you know, like the mayor, the city clerk, the attorney, and that's going to include the fuel and tolls for those vehicles. If one of the employees needs a vehicle to go somewhere, they can go to the pool, get the vehicle, and then go to wherever they have to go. And I think that's going to save us a lot of money. There's a lot of vehicles. It's got to be, I would say, close to 20. So I want to make a motion to eliminate those vehicles at least until the next budget, except for the people that I just said that are included in the collective bargaining agreement, or that are like the mayor, city clerk, and the city attorney that are charter officials.
To the chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Go
Why
ahead.
the city attorney need a car? We never have
Those
them
are
before.
the
City
charter.
attorney never have them before.
To make it clear, at this very moment, the city attorney, even though the commissioner instructed the mayor to assign a car to the attorney, he's driving his own car. He's not driving a city car at this moment.
So he mentioned, Commissioner Pequeña mentioned city clerk, city
Yes,
attorney.
because it's charter officials. Those are, the mayor should have a car. Her and the attorney should, and that's the charter officials. It's the easiest way to denote the people that I believe, you know, need a car, other than the people that are required to have one by collective bargaining agreement, so that we can reduce the fuel. There's a lot of
And wear and
SunPass
tear.
and the vehicles that we're looking at, even getting new vehicles for some of these, and we might be able to use these as replacements.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor from Commissioner Borghinian to eliminate the take-home cars.
There's only one person that I think that is excluded from that list, and that's Marilena at the senior center.
I don't know who my name is on this.
It's
I
also
think that's the
working.
only, yeah, I think
She's
that's the
also
only
working.
car.
Well, I think she need a car because she's driving around the city.
But that's what I'm saying, that's the only car that would be affected by this right now.
No. You have various city employees that have vehicles. I'm not sure 100%. We can look at them, but there's budget and fuel and SunPass for a lot of other vehicles and police vehicles and your 3 cars. There's a lot of vehicles.
I want to,
That's the only city employee that I can think of right now, that would,
Well, if that's
There
the
are-
only one, then
the,
we can revisit it in September.
Alan, by my instructions, I remember that I authorized you to give a take-home car to an employee from the maintenance department, because that was the guy that was able to get up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was an animal in the middle of the street that was killed by a car or something. He
that's
would.
right, Richard.
Yes, sir, that's our employee
Richard.
called Richard Deanne. He's
I didn't want to mention the name, but he is still driving that pickup truck.
hours on call and he's called quite often.
And he lives in the city. I've forgotten about him.
And
So if we can, we can put his car in there too, to leave his car.
That's what I'm telling you, there's no cars. The big money spending here is PD. PD is the one that spends a lot of money on gas.
Right, so
There
we're
are no
eliminating
civilian
probably
cars,
about 3
because I
cars
went through
there.
the same thing. As soon as I came in, I started taking cars away from civilians. And when I realized that there really wasn't anybody to take care of, I took away 2 people's cars, and Ricardo being one, and I believe there was another civilian I parked, and then, you know, I was of the same opinion that I thought there was like 20 or 30 cars. There's not.
Okay, well then there won't be any cars when this is done, but at least we're clear on that.
Now, I see in the maintenance department a real it's like a cemetery of all type of cars. Those small little I don't know even how to call it. The Lazaro move around. There are like 3 or 4 of those cars. We pay a lot of money, and there is space being taken over there. Have you gone over all that fleet and just consider
Cushmans?
exactly the Cushmans?
Yeah, Lazaro's using the cushions, but let's say last meeting, you guys
But there
authorized
are
to get
few
rid
of them.
3 cars. There's, in the next commission meeting, there's going to be
About 13 vehicles.
about 13 vehicles that are also gonna be deadline and gotten rid of that.
Okay,
They're,
Right.
it's the
All
junk
right.
that was bought by.
And that's, I got one coming up after that. of
Because
this,
that- the
where,
insurance-
The armored vehicle, I'm putting that one under, that's next.
okay.
So, I have a motion, and
Okay, it was a motion on the floor. It was second by Commissioner Idania Llanos to
Roll call.
to eliminate take.
to eliminate home cars for people that are by charter not, you know,
No, by the collective bargaining agreement or charter officials.
or charter officials.
And the gentleman from that picks up the stuff in the middle of the night from the maintenance department.
Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes.
Commissioner Duaso.
Yes,
Commissioner Bergignon,
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto.
Yes.
Commissioner Yanyo,
Yes.
Commissioner Maronio,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
man, Mr. President.
Item pass, motion pass unanimously. Yes, Commissioner Duaso.
Recommend that you have control how many cellular have in the city. How many people have cellular
That's
in
the
the city?
IT.
And the city pay.
That's the technology supervisor, Commissioner. We reduced by a great deal the amounts of funds that were being used or paid by the city, even by unknown people that we don't know where they come from, and we were paying funds for them. But there were still a lot of other funds that probably were not in need, and they were still paid. That could bring down also some expenditures. I'm gonna give back to the city my city fund. I hardly use that fund.
So you want to take it?
Yes, you can take it from my expenditure account.
Through the chair.
Commissioner?
I don't know if I guess we can do it now. If we're doing lambs, the vehicle, the black old. What I'll do is I'll get the actual number
VIN number?
of the vehicle for the next meeting. The armored one that they made a big deal about on TV. That the deputy chief went on TV saying we spent thousands of dollars a year, a month, whatever it was. And when I looked at the famous thousands of dollars, it was $600 a year for insurance. And still, we should get rid of it. But that goes to somebody trying to go to the media and making a big deal about something without coming to the commission or doing an investigation on the actual amount. And or even coming to the commission and saying, hey, I want to get rid of the vehicle. They'd rather go to the media. So for the next meeting, I'll have that one out. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, I would love to advise my colleagues and the administration that in order for us to have a solid and sound budget revision and try to reduce that difference between the revenues and the expenditures, we're gonna have to even take probably further actions to reduce expenditures. I have a question for you, Ricardo. Is this budget revision, well, it wasn't, because actually Commissioner Bergignan just made a motion to delete all those position numbers that were unbudgeted. But this was done considering all those positions, right?
Yes, sir. The budget was balanced as it was presented to you.
Okay.
So now we can return some of that money, the 800,000 that we had to take out. Back to the,
Back to the general funds
to reserves.
or reserves. Commissioners, any other?
Can I have a question?
Go ahead, Commissioner Yanni.
It's just to the city attorney.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to know, the amendment that was done, when would be effective?
That's actually a good segue to a comment I was gonna make, Commissioner, that at this point, you have made, several adjustments to the budget amendment draft. At this point, neither you nor the administration know the extent of the cuts that you have made. I will caution you that it may be, I would advise you, in an abundance of caution, to perhaps continue this meeting to give the administration the ability to look at the numbers and basically determine the impact of the actions that you've taken right now. So the item itself can be properly amended. Now, to your question, once this is done by resolution, the charter allows, gives the mayor the power to, as I recall the language, to veto all ordinances and resolutions. I would see that this is no different since this is being done by a resolution, so the mayor would have the power to veto this. When would this become effective? It will be basically, unless, if the mayor does not waive, because this could be done, if the mayor does not waive his veto authority, then it will be done at that point, after either the veto, the 10 days have passed, after it's presented to the mayor, or upon dealing with the mayor's veto, if in fact he does that. This becomes effective at any of those points, depending on what happens. The mayor may, you could waive your veto authority, thereby making it effective immediately. If not, you will have to deal with the 10 days, or whenever the mayor signs it, or if a veto is actually what happens after the veto is basically handled by this commission.
Reenacted.
I have another question, Mr. Attorney. Just in case that the mayor veto this budget revision that we did all the words, in order to override his veto, it had to be in a regular meeting or a special meeting?
At that, to the best of my recollection, I can go ahead and confirm, that can be handled either at the next regular meeting or a special meeting. But I'll get back to you on that one. I want to be positive as to when that can be handled.
Okay, because in order to be approved this budget revision, we cannot approve 1516. So we have to wait 10 days to see if he decide to maintain.
Your work on the budget for the fiscal year 15-16, it's separate and apart from the work that you're doing now.
Yeah, but he told me that he has to be approved.
If I may, Mr. Attorney, we practically have 6 working days till September 4th, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Madam Clerk, to deliver to the clerk the 1516. So that's, let's keep that in
When is
perspective.
the last day that Tallahassee need to know about?
We need to deliver the 1516
Uh-huh.
by September 4th to the city
September
clerk.
4th.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not that many
Days.
days.
You don't have much time.
No.
Another observation is that we really do need this revision approved at some point in order to carry ourselves to the end of this fiscal year, pay our contractual obligations, and keep our accounts current.
In case that the mayor veto all this mandate from the boards,
I'll defer that to
the city clerk
City
not
clerk.
notifies
To the
us
city
right
clerk.
away?
I'm sorry?
Did she notifies us right away that he's going to override the budget?
The mayor does not, you can know up until the time he has to consider his veto. You may not know immediately that.
He's got 10 days.
Now ultimately,
have to.
Yeah, but
ultimately,
he has 10 days, but we have a
Wants me to
deadline.
notify them as soon as I get the veto.
Right.
I'd be more than happy to.
As soon you get, I hope, I don't know what he's thinking about it, but just in case.
and to the point that the finance director made, he is 100% right in the fact that the quicker you adopt your budget revision, the quicker the city can get on its business and meet its contractual and financial obligations without any interruption.
So we need the answer.
We need the two budgets approved, the
Right.
revision
That's-
and
that's
the next
what-
year.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
May I have another question?
Yes.
Okay. There was like, first Beguinan mentioned it. We had 3 resolutions that took place last Tuesday, which is the 18th. And one of the resolutions was stating that we were going to keep the funded employees until September 30th. Now that we're eliminating the unfunded employees, what's going to happen with the employees that were funded?
In the present draft, those individuals
Yeah, no, there.
are not budgeted.
No, no,
Are not budgeted.
no.
Absent additional action by this commission, those individuals are not are not part of the budget amendment.
So then we're effectively eliminating those people, or?
How about the salary?
Mr. Vice President, you have provided directives via motion and via resolution. The resolution still within the veto period. So it's hard to opine at that point relative to the
So today would be-
resolutions. But in fact, if the budget amendment that you have now stays as is without any additional action relative to those employees that were laid off, you are not providing any funding for those positions in the budget amendment.
Okay, then I can make a motion to fund the positions that were laid off positions, only to those employees if they're brought back, not given to the next guy that comes down the road.
You may provide funding for those positions that I believe are classified as close in
The budget?
the backup information, and Mr. Finance Director, I believe that's how you categorize them. For identification purposes, you may provide funding for the remaining of the year for those positions.
Okay, so I make a motion to that fact, that those positions, for those specific positions of personnel that was laid off, be budgeted to the end of the year.
Ricardo, you wanted to say something?
I think it is prudent and responsible to make the following observation, that we also have some cash flow challenges. I'll be happy to go, I think, in the best interest of the city with each and every one of you, through everything, all our calculations, our numbers, the facts, And there are only two ways to balance the budget. Either we increase revenue and we reduce expenses. We know that we're constrained on the revenue side. The only thing we have left is to reduce our expenses. So every time that you take an action, I ask you to be prudent, and because we really need to reduce our expenses in order to balance the budget, and we have cash flow challenges to meet.
Right.
That's all.
But that's something that should have been taken into account when all the budgeted people were brought in. And now they're gonna pay the price of people that were budgeted because of the gains that were played. So I make a motion to have them budgeted until October 1st, the individuals that were laid off.
September
September.
30th. September 30th.
Well,
That's
September
the year,
30th.
yes.
Okay, there is a motion.
Second.
I have one last observation, and I am in the finance department. That's probably one of the leanest departments in your entire city. We had Miss Leticia, Mayor Diaz, you remember Leticia Bravo, she went back to Ecuador. We are really, we're spread out so thin in there. They have been working day in and day out, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays. We are very constrained. Now, if we eliminate, I ask you to please consider to not eliminating Ms. Leticia's positions. You know that we need them, and we can show you firsthand that we need it, because otherwise it's going to be a very daunting task, more than it already is, to keep up with our finance operations. I'm just asking for you to please
I don't
reconsider.
wanna use names because
No,
I'm not
giving
into that.
us the position.
The person that was unbudgeted will be taking that position, is that what you're?
Right. If you ask
Because
for my
they
opinion.
put it as a different position this
Right.
time, again.
Well, we gave you
It
the
was like the third
facts.
time.
Right, we gave you the facts in there. We closed, but all I'm asking is to keep the same position that we have, at least, because we need that person in there. That is an accounting manager. So please consider it. That's all.
Well, I don't think that line was taken out.
Okay. If
That
you-
line item was not.
Leticia was not in there. In the. Was she in there?
No, they eliminated Leticia's,
Oh. So if Leticia is in there,
no, she's not in,
so she's not.
I went through.
So we're gonna be in a bind, Mayor Diaz, Mr. President. So please reconsider. I'm asking you for the same resources
And she was
that we
budgeted
have.
to October for. already.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
can we
but-
add her line item back into the budget? As a budget revision now?
Yeah, this one, yes, but Leticia, no.
You can go ahead and reconsider that that motion that was adopted?
I don't have that.
Yes. Yes, I think it was eliminated because it's,
Yes.
513-515-0006.
yeah, the same line item, Mr. President.
Oh, I see.
I'm asking you and making a plea to please keep the same resources in your finance department. We have a lot of financial challenges, and we have to make sure that we have the resources. It is already very thin, very lean as it is.
That even with her there, you're short.
Yeah.
Commissioners, you may, if you wish, since still within the same meeting, reconsider that motion, change it, and then vote again on the.
We haven't taken a vote on that one, on the last one.
Yeah,
No, you did.
We did, so now I gotta
No,
amend
no,
it?
on this one.
You reconsider.
You were going to have a motion.
This was the first motion that this
No, that was
commission
the first one,
undertook.
about the unbudgeted positions.
Yes.
That we eliminated all of them, but that number was given to
Was.
somebody else and wasn't her.
President Diaz, it's not impacting the budget.
Right.
No, I understand.
Okay.
Why do you address me all the time? It's Commissioner Beginyan's motion.
Oh,
It's
we
not
got seven of
mine.
us here.
People
Speak
say
up.
to you,
That's-
Mayor.
That's
but
the
I'll-
motion that already was passed? The one
The
that-
motion of,
Which one?
okay, let me go back in my
Yeah,
paper.
because now,
It was one of the.
I'm being too nice. For being nice, I'm gonna be sent to hell.
You never did call.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
this is where we are right now. Right now, what's on the floor is the motion, I believe, to return the employees that are categorized as closed and the backup information of your budget,
That was what I
amendment
was
draft.
saying,
So
that-
you-
that's on the
exactly,
floor.
That's where you are right now.
But we haven't taken a vote on that.
No, you have not.
That's what I was saying. Okay, thank you, sir. So, I have a motion by Commissioner Berginian and second by Commissioner Yanio on the floor for bringing back and pay,
budgeting-
and
budgeting,
budgeting
right.
all
For
those
funding the-
positions that were, budgeted before.
We're not bringing it down, it's
No, you are funding the positions that are categorized closed, in the,
In the budget revision.
correct.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Duazo?
Yes.
Commissioner Bergenyan?
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto?
Yes,
Commissioner Yanyo?
Yes.
Commissioner Morano?
No,
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes,
President Diaz?
Yes, motion passed 6-1.
Okay, so now I make a motion to amend, or can I just make a new motion to?
Motion to reconsider.
You want to reconsider your first motion, and I will let the clerk read it back to you, but it was in fact the first motion that this commission undertook relative to eliminating funding for certain positions.
What was the new?
But actually, the Leticia's position was already eliminated from the budget, from this budget revision.
No, but
So,
we're gonna add.
so we need, I make a motion, you're gonna, I make a motion
We gotta get
to
the-
add
Let's get the
the
number.
line item or the position number for Leticia that was eliminated from the budget revision so that we can have that extra two hands in the finance department. I move, you second?
Was it this number first? So make sure.
513-515-0006.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
second.
President, I want to make sure that you don't have conflicting motions.
Okay.
And that in one motion you remove and another one you place. So my suggestion is to go ahead and just reconsider the first motion. Then when you're back, when you go back to that motion, simply specify that item is to be kept in the budget, and then you can just go ahead and have your vote, and that cleans it up.
So we don't need a new motion,
A motion to reconsider the first motion to eliminate funding for certain positions that were outlined by Vice President Bergen.
but, Mr. Attorney, what I see is that was a separate, motion whatsoever.
No, because we may want to eliminate it, now we're gonna put it back. So you have
But
to-
this one was already eliminated. This position,
No, they changed the number to the one of the lady
Oh.
that left?
is that the case, Ricardo?
I believe so. This number now for the new employee is gonna take Leticia's place is the actual number of Leticia's original number.
I believe it is.
Sorry, she's
Yes.
gone, that's why I'm using her name.
Yes, it's the same number, sir. It's not impacting the budget, it's the same number, and we really need this first.
Okay, so
Motion to reconsider
that
the
position number in particular?
no, the motion as a whole that eliminating all those positions. All those positions were taken as a whole in one motion.
Right.
So you want to reconsider that motion.
but, through the chair, but those
Okay.
positions in our first motion were unbudgeted position.
Correct.
And is Leticia position considered an unbudgeted position?
No.
no.
It was closed. So.
Yeah, that's what I say. It wasn't here in this budget revision.
So
We're
we
gonna
have
add
to
it.
word that
We have to
motion
add it.
differently,
Yes.
I guess. Because her position was not unbudgeted, which is the decision on the first motion.
But we use that number, what happened. So we're gonna make a motion to amend, the original, motion that we did. And we gotta,
To reconsider.
to reconsider it. Once we do that, then we gotta make another motion to actually put that number in
Is that in the finance department, that number?
To do
Yes.
that.
in administration.
Yes.
In
Administration.
No, I'm
Finance.
sorry, finance. The second-
Finance.
Finance.
The top of the page says administration.
But by doing,
They should never.
Es la tercera página, la tercera página.
Okay, administration and finance. Well, the number was 513-515-006.
Yes, sir.
And, okay, I see that it has a different name than the
Right.
lady that left the country.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
may I go ahead and just kind of read you what the motion
Okay.
to reconsider is? It is motion to reconsider eliminating the funding for positions 513-207-002, position 513-700-003, position number 513-210-001, position 513-515-006, position 513-535-002, position 521-421-001, position 521-401-001, position 521-410-002, and position 521-405-001. At this point, you may entertain you can move and entertain a second.
No, it's your motion.
Okay,
No,
I
I
make a
thought,
motion to-
I was thinking about a different motion.
Okay, a
whatsoever.
motion to reconsider the original motion first, right, and then we change, okay. Do I have a second?
second,
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bergenyan,
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto.
Yes,
Commissioner Yanyo,
yes,
Commissioner Moreno,
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes.
Commissioner Duaso.
Yes.
President Diaz.
No.
At this point, that particular motion is before you, and you can make, you
Okay.
can remove that particular position.
Okay, so I make a motion to, from the original motion, remove it and allow it to be budgeted again. That would be the position 513-515-006.
Now that you've eliminated that position, you can just go ahead and dispose of the motion.
No, you lost me on that one.
No, now you basically have changed your motion, eliminating that position
Yes.
from being unfunded. So now all the other positions are before you, and you at this point, deal
Okay.
with your motion.
Okay, so the motion is to leave the original motion as is completely, except for
That position.
budgeted item 513-515-006 to be left into as a budgeted item. The other ones remaining, the position being eliminated, unfunded, I'm sorry. That's my motion. I got a second?
second,
Okay, there is a motion by Commissioner Bergenyan on the floor, a second by Commissioner Yanio to reconsider, no,
To add that line item.
to
and-
add that line item to the budget revision. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
And eliminating all
eliminating.
the remaining positions in the motion.
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto,
yes,
Commissioner Yanyo,
yes,
Commissioner Moreno,
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes.
Commissioner Duaso,
Yes.
Commissioner Bergenyan,
Yes.
President Diaz.
No.
Okay. I got more, hold on. Okay. My only other questions are, this opened up a can of worms, the other question. We have a couple of accounts that are closed. Does that leave them as budgeted?
Which one are you talking about?
So I'd have to go back and find a number. I put the person's name because Okay, if you go to the police department, and I believe it's the last page. Oh, wait, this is from, yeah. It would be the same number, I would guess. About the fourth or fifth, position down, it says police full-time, 521-430-018. The person's not here.
Is that on this one?
018.
No, it's not on there.
521 what?
It'll be in the police, but I have so many copies that are different.
You don't have it in this
Which one?
copy here?
Maybe you can help them out.
521-430-018.
There's two people, there's two positions in the same situation. I just wanna know how we deal with it.
You're talking about 521-421-001?
No.
No.
521
Oh,
43018.
To the best of my knowledge,
Okay.
this employee was suspended.
Right.
And he was being paid, but that stopped. And that's why you see the remainder, the 23,000 and change at the very end.
Okay, so once but that position is then closed, it's eliminated, that line item?
No,
No.
can't eliminate it.
No.
He's
Still
suspended without pay at the time,
Right.
can't eliminate it.
Suspended without pay.
What, budgetarily we can't?
Correct.
Okay.
I
You should
believe
eliminate
under-
that
Same with the
position.
other position that has the same situation?
Yeah, I believe,
Is there
Mr. Attorney can correct until there is some kind of determination by a court of law. Right?
Mr. President, yes, at that point, pursuant to
No,
the
it's
collective
limited.
bargaining agreement, right now, you don't have any
I
final
didn't know, I don't
decision.
know how we deal with it.
So that.
Hold on. We don't have any findings to eliminate the
Final
position?
decision relative to the issues involving that particular employee. So I would advise you leave, leave that alone.
So we cannot eliminate that position number at this point?
At this point, I wouldn't advise that you do
Okay.
that.
Okay, no, I just didn't know how we handle it because it's,
Depending on the
There, it's a
resolution of,
pause, correct, it's depending on the resolution, it's just pause, it's not costing any money.
yes, and taking action here, depending on the resolution of those matters, we may have some contractual issues, so.
okay, so, well, what I wanna make sure is that once that issue works either way, the person comes back or the person is gone, then we eliminate that line item is what I wanna do. So, we'll worry about that for the next,
Yes.
But this employee was not a police officer.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he is.
You say 521-430-18?
no.
No.
521-430-018.
40.
08. Okay, no, I got my answer. I just didn't know how we handle it. Alright, what's next?
Any other question, commissioners? Any other items that you want to reconsider?
Through the chair,
Commissioner Suarez?
I have a question on the position numbers package in building and zoning. It's about somewhere in the middle of the package, I guess. This is supposed to have the position numbers as requested by our commissioner. And at the bottom of the page, there is a position there without a number.
That's what department?
Building and zoning.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
That's a building official, I believe, again, to the best of my knowledge, and we pay this employee through a 1099 as an independent contractor.
We're paying this company.
It's a contract employee. So it's not a full-time employee of the city, it's a contract.
I think that there are two other unbudgeted positions here in the passport office. We have 12 employees in the passport office. And one of those unbudgeted is 513-525-004.
What's the number?
513-525-004. And 513-525-003. I didn't know that those employees were full-time employees for the passport office.
They're not. If you look at how much they collected there, it says 0.
So why do they show on the budget revision?
Because they were there. That's not a budget revision. This is just employee numbers for departments.
So those two positions are vacant right now?
They're not there.
Well, isn't that where Ms. Toledo can be put into a position that originally we asked to bring her back?
In the passport?
Right.
You don't have any openings there. Those were moved out and eventually replaced by other employees with different numbers.
Well, the position it's got a, it's in the budget revision and it's approved.
Mm-hmm.
This is not budget revision. This is just employee numbers that were in there at any point in time during the fiscal year 14-15.
Mr. President.
But they're
So, but
not.
this doesn't go along with the budget revision? That's what we ask.
But look where they have a 0 in the middle.
But the
See?
position seems to be still open.
They were there. It may look like, but they're not. They were there at some point in time and they were transferred. And then some of them were separated. But the important thing from a budget standpoint, if you look at, they haven't been, but you see a 0
Right.
towards the middle of the page.
Boy, there's basically 2 less employees in the passport department.
Yes, they were there at some point,
Right.
but they are no longer theirs.
I had a question, Mr.
So they are somewhere else?
I'm sorry?
They are being transferred to another department?
At some point, they were transferred, at some point, they separated, but as you can see here, they are not the.
Okay, Ricardo, I would like to have the actual, the budget revision accompanied by the actual city positions and position numbers that are right now open in the city. You understand what I mean? You tell me that this is not, like this doesn't match the budget revision.
Yes, it does, it does. That is the
So
rate of
where
population.
are the names of this person being transferred in the other departments? Because usually what you do, you put
If I may,
close
Mr. President,
or-
If you
Technically,
see
the position's
this
open.
position right here,
Mhm.
this person was transferred. See?
Hey.
0.
Okay.
But the position's still open.
No.
It's it.
No, Liliana Vargas wasn't transferred. Liliana Vargas was terminated
Separated, but
or separated.
the position is not budget.
So why you chose in the budget? Take it away, eliminate that line completely.
We had to because at one point in time during the fiscal year, she was there.
Okay, I understand, Ricardo.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I have another question, another line
Go ahead,
item.
Commissioner.
I don't want to mention name, but this this appear in two different places. It's 513, you got that number, 513-207-002? You know that one?
513?
Yes,
You got that one?
00?
that's one of the.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes, 513-207-002. You got that one too? Okay, good,
Yes.
thank you. I'm sorry.
You said that are in two different places?
Yes, they move to one place to another one, and then they have a different,
Commissioner Barreto, this particular employee was originally in the mayor's office and then
this
transferred
particular
to the police
employee was
department.
before in maintenance.
Yes.
And then they moved to another department and another department from here. The last time when I saw was in the maintenance department. And now it's another position.
And it was transferred, the latest records is that the employee was budgeted out of the police department.
And then to this
No,
position.
the police department, the latest. It may have been in there before. It was in the mayor's office, if I recall correctly, right, Carolina?
The last
Prior.
one you gave me, updating, is in the administration.
Well, we gave you the latest.
Well, that's the latest.
The Cadillac with
That's the Cadillac.
exactly.
We're not
To the
talking
best of our
about Chevrolet.
to the best of our knowledge.
All right. Any other?
He's currently in the 521, the police department, as closed. As
Well,
closed.
now it's here, administration.
He was there, then he was moved to,
So first maintenance, then police department, and now
no, the other way
administration.
around.
Oh, the other way around? Okay, well,
So, Mr. Attorney, how do we proceed with item number 5 now? To continue to item number 6.
Mr. Commissioner, if this body is basically done with its review and amending the draft, you may actually take a vote now, and one of the things that I guess between the clerk and the finance director is, we'll try to give you the breakdown as to what the amended budget, the amended budget amendment is gonna look like, so that we can basically submit it to the mayor for signatures. You may do that now. You may perhaps, if you wish, continue this maybe tomorrow until we get an idea as to the dollar amount you're talking about.
Excuse me, Mr. Attorney, but by tomorrow, they're not gonna have that ready. We would like to see the numbers, how that our motions impacted the numbers, and then based on that, submit it to the mayor's office.
You may go ahead and put the item to a vote right now, pending that work. Because you can always, if necessary, you can always come up with if necessary, the administration can work up an additional budget amendment if necessary.
All I ask is for a reasonable amount of time, because we have to balance the entire budget again, as you very well know.
Monday.
You don't have to continue it. That particular work has to get done so we can basically get the essence of the amended budget amendment.
Exactly. How many working days do you think that you need, Mr. Mendez, to give us an idea or a complete? By Monday, by Tuesday next week?
As always, we continue to strive to balance our priorities. We want, if it was up to us, we want to give it to you by tomorrow. But we have to run the calculations, balance the budget. Tuesday.
Tuesday? Commissioners, you are all available on Tuesday?
I'm with you, mate.
The city may be closed Monday.
I was going to go ahead and inform the
Yes.
commission that not taking action right now. I mean, I will defer it to the mayor, but deferring this may have an impact on your contractual obligations and many other financial obligations that you may have if you in fact at this point don't have enough funds in the current budget as it stands. So one of the options that you have, again, is adopt the budget resolution. That additional work as to the actual impact, because the impact that what you did today is basically should result in a reduction of the amount of money that will be coming from the contingency reserve. So that being the case, you could go ahead and you may take action right now, you may take a vote right now, thereby allowing the city's obligations to be met, both contractual and financial, without interruption, pending basically the workout of that, of the backup information to the amended budget amendment.
And one more observation, okay? I made a mistake, okay? I decided by emotion, and I told you Tuesday, but when I checked with staff here, okay, it's almost impossible, so I asked for an additional day at
Wednesday?
the staff request.
Thursday next week?
Yes,
Let's say Thursday.
Thursday.
Now, on a timely manner,
Yeah, that's why.
that's right.
Not this Monday,
almost
next
impossible
Monday.
to do it.
No.
Monday the 31st.
Yeah.
No, for Erika.
Through the chair,
Oh,
labor,
the storm.
Hold on. The Commissioner Suarez has the floor.
labor is not this coming Monday.
No, it's a
No, the storm.
No, that's it wrong.
All this, yeah.
The storm is supposed to hit land about 8 a.m. Monday morning. We just don't know where.
We have another Erika in the city.
Friday will even be better.
No, when they finish.
Next
When
Friday?
Yeah, but
When they finish.
We also have to have the budget done by then.
we have to have.
We have to think about the budget for 15-16.
By next Friday.
Can we discuss, Mr. Attorney, the two budgets the same day? Different meetings, we open a meeting, we close it, and then we open the other one?
Commission is totally within its discretion to do so.
Can I make a suggestion that's going to help the effectiveness of our meeting when we meet here? Before we meet again officially up here, we should have everything ironed out, all of our differences. And I welcome you to come by any time, any day. We'll make ourselves available with storm, with no storm. But I think, I don't know.
So that
what
you bring a final product here to minimize.
Already,
Okay.
exactly. Because chances are, if we don't make that additional effort, chances are that by the time we meet again, we may not come
Okay.
to an agreement.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve item 5,
As
the
amended.
resolution, as amended tonight with the commission, including the amended budget revision.
It's all there.
Second.
Okay.
Move.
Second, okay, it's moved by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Duazo. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Yanya,
Yes.
Commissioner Barone,
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes,
Commissioner Duaso,
Yes.
Commissioner Bergignan,
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto.
Yes,
President Diaz.
Yes. Budget revision passed unanimously
As amended.
as amended. All right. We move to item 6, authorization to pay invoice of Waste Aurora, Healthman, and Healthman, former city attorneys. $14,197.48 budgeted, and $11,829.85 unbudgeted.
Madam Chair, the important thing really is the figure, which is $26,027.33.
We need
It's the figure that
both.
should be written on the side.
Excuse me?
Do you have that figure?
No.
Sorry? Oh, okay.
He
No,
has
it
the
was-
breakdown, but not the total.
Yeah,
And in
I
essence-
read it on an email that I received from,
It's $26,027.33.
yes.
And in essence, Mr. President, we need, our request is respectfully in twofold. Number one, we need authorization to pay, and number two, we need to encumber the additional funds in order to make the 26,000, because the account only has 14,197.48.
Move.
There is no monies on the, excuse me, Commissioner, there is no monies on the legal fees. Okay, there is a motion by Commissioner Bergignan, second by Commissioner Maronio. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maronio,
Yes?
Commissioner Suarez,
Yes.
Commissioner Duaso,
Yes.
Commissioner Bergignan,
Yes.
Commissioner Barreto,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanya,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes. Item 6 passed unanimous.
To the chair.
Yes.
Before we go to adjournment, it wasn't included here, but it's supposed to be, again, the department head's ratification. Do you have
No,
anything,
but
Mayor?
it's not included here.
No, they didn't put-
It's not included here, Commissioner. You probably say with the
By
name.
code, it's supposed to be included. We talked
Oh,
about it
on
last
a
meeting.
special commission meeting, on the
Yes.
next, yes.
Do you have any names, Mayor?
I called a meeting and I wasn't gonna go through the circus and the fiasco again at this meeting, 'cause this meeting was already important enough, so.
Well,
wasn't
by
gonna
code
come to
requirement, it's supposed to be here.
No, I called this meeting with these two items only.
By code requirement. It says any special or regular meeting after that.
Okay, and I called the meeting with these two items only. You can't add it anyway to the meeting, so.
Oh, okay. That's the way you're gonna play the game.
May
Mr.
I
President?
finish?
Commissioner, yes, Mr. Attorney.
You right now approved, the payment to the former city attorneys. Now you have to deal with encumbrance, of the funds to effectuate that payment.
Right, you have
May
to
I-
appropriate the additional monies needed to pay it.
So we have the 14,000, but we don't have the 11,000.
11,829.85.
So what sources do we have? Have to come from the contingency?
Reserves?
Do I have a motion to take those monies from the reserve, the $11,829.85?
Move.
Second?
Okay, it was a motion by Commissioner Diaz, and second by Commissioner Bergignan and Maronio to pay $11,829.85 from the, contingency funds, the reserve funds, to Waste Aurora and Half.
I had a question, Mr. President. You don't mind?
Yes.
I had a question to the mayor. Who are the head department that already has ratified at the present time?
I don't know, you should ask yourselves. I
Well,
believe that none of them were ratified
because-
last meeting.
Mr. Lanza, and who else? The chief
I don't
of
recall
That's it.
who, I don't recall who you ratified. I didn't think you ratified any.
No?
No, but we had a motion for 2 months with,
That's the reason I asked.
Akira Carmona.
Well, you were at the meeting, I wasn't, so you.
Okay,
you
but
should
Akira
really be
Carmona
directing
was
yourself.
supposed to be the interim chief of police for 2 months. Is that right, sir? Vice President?
It's up to
Yes.
him to put him as interim.
No, but that's what I would
No,
like
but
to
we
know.
need-
That's what I would like to know.
We gave him the opportunity with the name that he gave. What they
The
did,
name
I
that was
still don't
given,
know.
yeah.
We don't know what they did.
Okay,
So who's your acting chief of police,
right,
Mr. Mayor?
that's what I would like to
Placido
know.
Diaz,
Placido Diaz?
that's correct.
How come if I didn't vote for him, but the other member voted for Mr. Wu, Carmona,
For 2 months.
for 2 months?
No ratified.
No ratified. Just for 2
You
months.
also nominate him for the chief of police interim. So that's Mr. Placido Diaz? I don't know. I just wanted to answer that question because they asked me, the residents of Sweetwater, they asked me, who is the new chief of police?
Actually, you're right.
Excuse me?
No, Ralph Ventura was actually giving me clarification that discussing something at this meeting that's not advertised could be a violation of sunshine.
Okay, so I will allow you the answer for the next meeting.
You can add that item if you will, if you
Yeah,
wish,
well,
for the
next
next
item.
commission meeting.
To the chair.
Commissioner Barrow. Commissioner?
What's the difference between, the other, health department and, Mr. Ricardo Mendez? Why Ricardo Mendez can wait, to the end of September, and the other has to be right now in every meeting?
You have to ask to every, and to each and every one of the commissioners, that's what they consider.
Because Mr. Commissioner Beguignan don't want. to-
And as Mayor Lopez said, this could be a violation of the sunshine if we continue talking about an item that is not being brought to the
So I
agenda.
would like to put in the next regular,
Okay,
special
you go
meeting.
ahead
Okay.
and do that. Commissioner
May
Duaso.
I, Mr. Mayor,
Absolutely, Commissioner.
next Sunday and Saturday is rain. Rain. Everything. Maybe yes, maybe no. You have any plan for maintenance, collection, garbage, the city,
Yes, sir, we do.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yes, sir, we do.
Thank you. Estoy preguntando al alcalde que si vamos a llover mucho sábado y domingo y si Erika viene, que por amor de Dios que se vaya. Si tiene un plan para recoger basura, el señor director de mantenimiento, Gaby, el sábado y el domingo. Me está contestando al medio que sí lo tiene. Muchas gracias.
Ok, para nuestros residentes hispanoparlantes, hoy hemos tenido un meeting especial para discutir los problemas de presupuesto. La comisión ha decidido enmendar este presupuesto presentado por el alcalde y la administración. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. President, Mr.
Second.
President,
Wait.
you have to act on the appropriation, and there's also another matter, if I may, Mr. President, the settlement for the ban. I don't know if it was incorporated into
These monies?
into the amended,
To the budget
into the budget revision.
Correct. And did you do the research? Because
I was not able to complete that. I find that at this point highly unlikely because
I think so, you can. Yeah,
For-
try-
for settlement of, I
Of
have to
forfeiture
get back to it. I just wanna make sure that at least for now, that the settlement is covered. I will do, finalize
I
that.
want to take it out of reserves.
that
we can
review.
We can take it out of forfeiture.
Right now, we can, basically is within the budget amendment, but I'll get back to you, before noon tomorrow on that research.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have to make a?
You have to appropriate the fund, a vote on the appropriation of funds.
Roll call. Okay, everyone.
Make a motion to appropriate the funds from?
No, we have a motion and a second, but we didn't have a
Oh,
vote.
because that's what I thought. I was like.
Okay, everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is being passed unanimously to appropriate the $11,129.85 from the reserve account. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Barreto, second by Commissioner Duarte Maroni. All in favor say aye. Meeting is adjourned at 8:54.